breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
President Trump fires 1,700 swamp slugs from most powerful, corrupt agency. Americans are deeply skeptical of the accuracy of news agencies. Why? Because the left has completely infiltrated the mainstream media to force their agenda onto the American people. And somehow, the media has the attitude that they should be worshipped for doing so. This attitude got cranked up a level during the 2016 presidential campaign. Politicians are supposed to bow before the radical leftist media, almost as though treating them with reverence. Donald Trump does not comply. He aggressively strikes back at their inaccurate news and their incorrect facts. Hence, the birth of the term, fake news. So now there has been an increased emphasis on fact-checking. However, what it has turned into is more of liberals lying to the American public and saying President Trump is wrong about something. Case in point, President Trump has claimed he fired 1,700 deficient employees from the Veterans Administration. The VA has been rightly criticized for not giving our veterans the care they desire. This house cleaning is an effort by the president to correct that problem. So, after fact-checking his claim of firing those VA employees, what will the mainstream media actually admit? Check Your Fact has run this story down and provides some details and context. President Donald Trump claimed that his administration has fired over 1,500 Veterans Affairs (VA) employees after enacting VA reform legislation. Last year, Congress also passed, and I signed, the landmark VA Accountability Act. Since its passage, my administration has already removed more than 1,500 VA employees who failed to give our veterans the care they deserve, and we are hiring talented people who love our vets as much as we do, Trump said during his State of the Union address Tuesday night. Check Your Fact verifies this claim by the president as true. Here it is. The VA Accountability and Whistleblower Protection Act gave the VA more flexibility to hire and fire employees and created an office dedicated to accountability. The VA press office said that the agency has fired 1,737 people, with 1,046 regular removals and 691 probationary removals, since President Trump signed the bill into law in June 2017. Here's why such fact-checking has become necessary. Note the story from the mainstream Associated Press. The Associated Press, AP, said that Trump's claim was inaccurate and the Marine Corps Times said that his figures were an exaggeration. They based their assessment on data posted publicly on the VA Accountability website that showed that while 1,500 people were fired since Trump took office, about 500 people were fired before Trump signed the reform legislation into law. But that information did not include data provided by the VA press office on people who were removed during a probationary period. Was that error sloppy journalism by the AP? Liberal bias? Both? Anyway, when confronted with the facts, the AP admitted they were wrong. That's some consolation at least. The AP later updated its fact check to reflect the new data from the VA and removed its assertion that Trump's claim was inaccurate. The Marine Corps Times also updated its story and wrote another post about the additional probationary removal figures. There should be no mystery in the mainstream newsrooms of America as to why a large chunk of the population simply does not believe them. Maybe they get the sports scores right. And nobody gets the weather forecast right. But if it touches on politics, their priorities have obviously been the promotion of leftist politicians and political ideology before the truth. The free ride that the mainstream press has enjoyed is over. They have been proven to have deserved the title of fake news. The question that remains is whether or not they will survive.